Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So a few days ago I painted these flowers and shared them on my Instagram page. If you've been following me on Instagram, you might have noticed these flowers. Today I'm going to recreate these flowers and show you how I paint them in a little more detail. So I first want to show you the art supplies that I'll be using today, starting with this set of round brushes. There are 6 of them, but I'll probably be using just a couple of them. And they come in different sizes 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Then there is a set of 25 watercolors, a palette for mixing, a water holder, and then there's a masking tape. I usually don't use masking tape, but many artists like to use this just so that your artwork does not shake while working. But I just wanted to share this with you. And finally, there's this watercolor paper. This paper is cold pressed 300 GSM. So all the art supplies that I just showed you, they're a part of a watercolor starter kit, and they come in this box. I want to start with a sketch similar to these flowers. So there's this, a circle, and the center is a little lopsided, which means it's not right in the center. It's a little towards one side, and the other flower can be here. I think these are wild daisies. There'll be one leaf here and another leaf here. It's a very rough sketch. While painting, I always like to keep a paper towel next to me to soak up the extra water or color. For these flowers, I'm going to use a combination of maybe a yellow-orange and some reds. So the basic technique will be, I'm going to dip my brush and pick up, let's say, orange color. And I'm going to paint some lines. I'm going to pick up some red and paint a couple of more lines. Not too many, but just. I have to work a little faster because you don't want the watercolors to dry and you want this effect. Every now and then I want to dip my brush, clean my brush. There's enough paint here, so you just have to drag that paint. And if you think that paint is less, you can always take a little bit more and add here. So you see this combination of orange, red. Now while the paint is wet, you can always add a little more paint. And that's it. Similarly, we're going to work on this flower. I want to pick up this orangey red. In fact, you can use another color also next to it, just to give it give a little variation to the petals. Now this flower is forward facing, so we are going to create petals all around the center. Wash your brush. And by the way, I'm using a size 6. a size 6 brush for these petals. Now we're going to tackle the stem and leaves. Let's start with the buds. So I'm going to pick a little orange and mix it here. And this is how I do it. And while the buds are still wet, I need to pick up some green. I'm going to pick up one of these greens. I always like to use a combination of greens. It looks more like an olive green to me. So I'm going to bring the stem. And the lines need not be very smooth and straight. They should be a little wobbly. And this is what I like when the color bleeds. Now I'm going to quickly erase some of these pencil marks because I'm going to add a little bit of color to the background. So I'm going to dip my brush and without picking up any color, I'm going to drag some of this paint because some of the paint is still wet. So I'm going to just drag it. I can also add some color. Now for the center of the flower, I'm going to pick up the size 0, which is like very fine, and I'm going to add the center. I'm going to pick up some yellow first, and this is a stippling technique. We're going to wait for the yellow to dry and then add some darker color like a dark brown or black. So now that the center has dried more or less, I'm going to pick up some brown and add a little black, and it's become too dark. Right. I'm going to pick this up in my size 0 brush. Now using the same brush, I want to pick up some orange and red and paint outlines on the petals. I think there's too much of green that has blended into the red. So I'm going to pick up some red and let's see if we can improve the look here. So the only two brushes that I used from this set were size 6 and size 0. And here we can compare the two. I'll add a link to the Watercolor Starter Kit in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like my videos, please do subscribe and give this a like. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.